Hi, this is the video assignment 1.3, and it is Lead from the Heart. After reading the book Lead from the Heart, the author's thesis was presented, and it indicated that based on the leadership style, it motivated followers and employees on how to be more successful, how to produce, and be happy within their work setting. It was a bit surprising to read how the author described the research conducted, the conference board, and the results of how some of the um, results and employees ended up being unhappy, and the changes and the trend of from previous years up to 2005 and current years. So the thesis of the author, his point was the more you lead from the heart, you care, you motivate employees, you show that you are a trustworthy leader, then you will see happy employees, you will see more production, and those employees will be willing to go the extra mile to fulfill their job and help the organization grow. In my perspective, I truly support that, even though you might earn a high salary, but if your leader, your manager, is not enticing, is not supporting you, respecting you, and not trustworthy, then as an employee, you don't have that same motivation to set forth your strength and energy and put it into your job. And that makes it difficult, and you have an unhappy employee. You might see a product out of that employee, but you're not seeing the best from that employee. So going into the transformational change, basically my proposed TCP has to do with attendance, improving attendance, implementing interventions, and I do have a transformational leader. He is the type of leader that motivates his staff, motivates his administrators, and pinpoints the strengths in each administrator and lets them run further, and so they can provide more to the organization and make it grow. We do share the same vision. We have other leaders that are higher rank that are more of a transactional, but I normally don't work with those directly, with those leaders directly. But discussing my TCP, it is a big impact because reading the book, Lead from the Heart, it has given me a different insight. And once I am implementing the TCP, I have noticed that I will have resistors in this plan. I will have those that are not on board 100%. So by reading this book, it has given me the different tools in how to motivate these people that are going to be resisting and pushing back on the implementation of interventions. And how is that? Obviously, I will not be able to increase their salaries, but one of the things is motivating and making sure that they do trust me as a leader. Most of these in my team for my TCP, they are under me. So I am a director of student services, and the staff that I have chosen are principals, vice principals, and then we have classified people. But mainly my high school administrators are the most resistors and the most administrators that push back. So just trying to work with those administrators and making sure that they do trust the system and the process, and that this will help their scores go up. It has been a battle. We have been working closely, meeting and discussing how this would benefit them. This far, we have come to an agreement that it is needed. We are all agreeing that the change and the interventions are necessary to capture those students that are at risk and that are falling behind, and the achievement gap is getting bigger and bigger. So one of the good points about the book that relates to my TCP is that motivational piece and that trustworthiness of the leader coming following through in what you say, and that is something that I have earned their trust. Also dealing with the expulsion piece, the administrators at the high school have contacted me, and I think that that way we have established a relationship, and I have earned their trust in that perspective. So now looking at the attendance and implementation of interventions, which is additional work for staff at school sites, is coming along. There are different things that I have noticed. The attendance piece for the TCP is a two-pronged component. One is analyzing the data, determining which trends and patterns, if any, exist, and how to target those. Once those are analyzed and identified, then the next step would be identifying crucial interventions and successful interventions that will definitely help our students come to school. We are looking at possible solutions not only by implementing interventions, but also by looking at, if we implement intervention A and B, is this going to be something enticing enough for those students that are staying home or cutting classes to come to school? So those types of things are issues that we're dealing with and that we're working on to find and identify different settings, different perspectives to entice the entire population, hopefully make an improvement in attendance and reward those students that are improving their attendance. We've already started some of these reward systems, and the administrators and myself have established a good relationship. We continue to meet on a bi-weekly basis to determine and to analyze what is working, what's not working, and where the culture shift needs to happen and what needs to be adjusted. This was a great book. The author made very good points. One of the things was that really resonated with me is lead from the heart, meaning you need to trust those for those to trust you and motivate your followers. As a leader, you need to be a trustworthy leader and do what you say you're going to do. Always encourage and be sincere. Thank you.